Hi everyone and welcome to Commander Class episode 85. We are currently on keywords and last week we done first strike, so it's probably obvious what we're going to be doing next. Double strike. There is not really much to be talking about this. I will be going over what it does, a few little things you can do with it, and then talk about some of the commanders that have double strike or gain double strike. But before I go any further, a word from our sponsors. The sponsor of this video is me. I have started an Etsy page where I'm going to try and be selling clothes that I've designed, thought would be funny, thought would be cool, thought would be amazing on people's bodies. So I literally spent maybe a month or two looking at different resources and stuff to come up with the nicest clothes I could possibly find, with the coolest designs that I have done myself, with stuff like playmats, hoodies, t-shirts. I'm going to try and do phone cases. They're harder than I thought, but I do think that it is a really good thing to actually put into. So if you would like to help me out or help the channel out, please go onto my Etsy. It will be linked down below and you'll be able to find very nice clothing and also be supporting the channel, so links down below. And also if there's any other designs, I will be putting on any of my social media, so please follow me there as well. Now that that's over and done with, we can go on the keyword double strike. The definition of double strike is: a creature with double strike deals both first strike and normal combat damage. For instance, a 1/2 creature with double strike, such as Boros Switchblade, would defeat a 2/1 creature in combat and survive, due to destroying it with first strike. It would also destroy a 2/2 creature, though be destroyed itself because the opponent's creature survived the first strike to deal its own damage. So pretty much best way to put it in Elden Ring terms is it boinks twice. Not just once, twice. These are really good, especially with things with Death Touch, because if it has Death Touch, you're more likely to pop the creature and then survive. And double strike is not a really difficult keyword to put on creatures, but it is not the easiest either. When it comes to double strike, it is in many different colors, but the primary one being white and red, mainly because white and red is like the Voltron commanders, so that's why they hard focus on that. But there is different colored cards that give double strike as well. Now, in saying this, double strike is not first strike. So if there's a card that gets rid of first strike, it doesn't get rid of double strike. They are two completely separate words. They're just similarly the same, however completely separate. And then also, if a creature has double strike and it's blocked, the second damage doesn't go through. You need trample for that. I know this is a very common thing, but I have seen some people think that because they've destroyed the creature on the first one, then damage goes through. No, if a creature blocks, it is blocked for both damage combat steps. Now I'll be going over different variations of cards that give double strike, starting off with Planeswalkers. When it comes to Planeswalkers, there's not many that give double strike, but more than I thought. But the Planeswalkers that do give double strike are Ajani Calling of Pride, Ajani Inspiring Leader, Domri Raid, Nahiri the Lithomancer, Samut the Tested. There is also sorceries that do it as well. Again, when it comes to this, there's many variations. I'm only going to give a handful of each, but you can look up, I will link down below, different variations of cards that you're able to see yourself that have double strike. But when it comes to sorceries, there are Assault Strobe, Cleaver Riot, Sangrit Surge, and Victory. Again, as you could probably guess, with sorceries, there's also instants that give double strike, which I find is better in my opinion. But you get instances like Chroma's Will, Boros' Charm, Critical Hit, Flying Crane Technique, Temur Battle Rage, Savage Beating. Then there is a lot of creatures that do it, but I shrunk it down to only a handful. The ones that I personally think are the better versions of giving double strike. If you have a different opinion, again, would love to hear them in the comments down below. It helps with the algorithm. But you get creatures just like Arashan Foremost, Avatar of Slaughter, Avenging Huntbounder, Blade Historian, Goring Centotopes, Singarda's Vengeance. And now we're going on to the enchantment auras. When it comes to this, again, these are tacked on to creatures to give them double strike, but you get cards like Augmented of Nyx, Battle Mastery, Ghostblade Ebolian, Rune of the Dennis, Twinblade Invocation. And again, with auras, there's also just plain out straight enchantments that give double strike, just like Berserk's Onslaughter, Blood Mist, Duelist Heritage, Flaming Fist, Rage Reflection, and True Conviction. Then personally, one of my favorite ways is the artifact equipment, and you get cards like Bladehold War Whip, Ember Cleaver, Fire Shrieker, Grappling Hook, and Lizard Blade. And then finally, there is only one way to get it when it comes to lands, and that land is Sunhome Fortress of the Legion. So Double Strike is easy enough with all the creatures and enchantments and auras that give it to them. I do find Double Strike to be one of the most powerful when it comes to keywords. That's why it's very fast on the list. Really good abilities and really good things you can do with it. But if you've ever been interested in making a commander with Double Strike, there is a large list that you could possibly do. I will link them all down below. But some of my favorites are Bacon of Siwa, Gimli of the Glittering Caves, God Eternal Oketra, Kael'man Discipline of Iroas, Kellen the Fail Blood, Margus Kelgar, Samud Voice of Dissent, Shadrick Silverquill, The Wandering Rescuer, Zeltalpa Primal Dawn. So if there's any of these cards that you use or are your favorite, let me know in the comments down below. If I've missed anything when it comes to describing Double Strike or anything like that, again, let me know in the comments down below. Or if you want more details on certain cards, I love answering your questions and stuff like that. If there is any commanders with Double Strike that is your favorite, let me know in the comments down below and why. But with all of that said, as we always do, if you liked this video, I have First Strike class here, a playlist with commander classes here, and a subscribe button here. And I want to thank everyone as I usually do, and I will see you all in the next video.